Hey guys, Sharpend here. In this video I'm going to show you how to recreate the backing synth from Eden's song Love, Death, Distraction. Here's the original sound. And here's what we're going to be making. So this sound is fairly simple. The first thing you want to do is just turn the wavetable position slightly to the left. And then you want to go to the volume envelope and remove the sustain. Increase the decay by a bit and turn its shape to the left so that it's more curved. And you want to increase the attack until you don't hear any click. Something like this. And then you want to increase the release until you hear a long fade out after you leave the keyboard. So right here. And then you want to go with the blue monarch filter so you can low pass it by quite a bit. And I'm going to increase the volume because now it's a lot quieter. So you want something like this, which is very low passed, and you can increase the resonance by a bit and the feedback for more character. And then you want to go ahead and go to the routing section and remove this link and link the noise oscillator to the aux end. You want to change this noise to white noise and increase its volume so that it can modulate our main oscillator using this button right here. So we're going to add just a tiny bit because a lot sounds really weird. So we're going to add a tiny bit. Something like this. And then one last thing you want to add is just a random LFO that is going to modulate the pitch here. So just by a tiny bit, and you want the speed to be really slow, something like this. And now we're going to add some external effects. So we're going to start with Flutterbird, which just modulates the pitch again by 7%, and the speed is just below 1 Hz. So that creates a nice drift in our pitch. And then the main thing that gives this sound its character is a guitar amp simulator. I've chosen Guitar Rig because it has this nice preset called Andy in a Bottle that just creates a very close replica of the sound that we're recreating. But we're going to go one by one. So we have a tube compressor which just compresses our signals so that it doesn't sound like the loud parts are much louder than the quieter parts. They're all closer together because of the compressor. And it also adds some slight saturation. And then there's this amp simulator, which just adds a lot of distortion. And the main thing about this sound is that when you play a lot of close notes together, the release sort of makes the distortion go even crazier, like in that part. And that's what makes this sound so interesting. And then there's an ensemble, which is just a chorus effect. It adds a nice touch. And then there's a cabinet simulator, which just takes off a lot of the high end. I'm going to reduce the gain by a bit. So now that it sounds a bit more ambient and in the back like in the original, there are two last effects. There's this delay, which is at the fastest time setting possible. So it's sort of like a slap delay, but it has some feedback. And then there's also some spring reverb, which adds a nice touch as well, and some stereo width to our sound. And then in the end, you can choose if you want to add some additional reverb. If you want, you can add reverb on a short decay and on high wet settings to get a way more ambient and in the back sound. But you can also just add a tiny bit at a very low mix just to add a nice touch. And then altogether with all of these effects, it sounds pretty close to the original. And my suggestion is that you experiment with different guitar simulators. Maybe if you have a real amp, try sending your synth into that amp and record that. It might sound even better. And that is pretty much it. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what subject do you want me to cover up next time.